Let's head now to the United Kingdom with real alarm about the rate of COVID-19 infections. Yesterday, the country recorded its highest daily death toll, 143 deaths since June. In a single day on Monday, nearly 14,000 new infections were reported. So there's great concern about what to do next. And to tell us more about what is being discussed, I'm joined by Olly Barratt. That's our correspondent in London. Good evening, Olly. So real serious concern about what's going on in the United Kingdom. What are the authorities saying? Is a hard lockdown looking ever more possible?
Well, Sally, let me bring you up to date with the latest numbers which we've just got for the UK. 19,724 coronavirus cases confirmed over the previous 24-hour period, so that is a rise on the previous day. 137 new deaths recorded of people who tested positive for COVID-19 in the previous 28-day period, so that's slightly down, but still a large and concerning number. It is Keir Starmer, the leader of the opposition Labour Party here in the UK, who is now leading calls for what he's describing a circuit breaker, a 2 or 3 week national lockdown, which he says could really help the UK get on top of the current outbreak and also significantly reduce hospitalisations and deaths heading into the depths of the British winter. That, he says, is him following the science, because the scientific advisors to the UK government advised something pretty similar back on September the 21st, we now know. Boris Johnson rejected, or at least his government rejected that idea then, and continued to do so up to this point, saying that other restrictions should be able to get infections under control. But Boris Johnson saying today that he rules nothing out.
And the predictions are really dire if something drastic isn't done. Some saying that there could be 400 deaths a day by November in the United Kingdom. Of course, there's been much talk about what is Christmas going to look like in the UK. We know that areas in the north are particularly bad. Northern Ireland is apparently considering a lockdown. What is the mood on the streets? Are people really glum, thinking, here we go back into another hard lockdown potentially?
Yeah, I think there's real anxiety, there's real fear about what lies ahead. At the same time, there is some cautious optimism that treatments are better, outcomes are better for people who are hospitalised, that some of the drugs that are being used, dexamethasone and others, are reducing the fatality rate for people who are in a serious condition as a result of COVID-19. So really mixed emotions, because some people, and the polls suggest that this is a majority of people, think the lockdown restrictions should now be tougher than they are, that circuit breaker lockdown would be a good idea. But there are many others who believe that that is simply the wrong way to go now, that it would do too much harm to the economy, to health and to mental health as well. So really mixed emotions as we head into the British winter. And in terms of some of those predictions, it's really hard to know, given the wild difference between some of the predictions that are being made. There was one estimate today from one modelling group that advises the government that said, depending on interventions, there could be between 3,000 and 100,000 or so deaths by the end of the year. Well, you can see that that is a very wide margin indeed, and makes it incredibly hard for the government and others to make the correct decisions.
Very difficult time indeed. Thank you very much, Olly Barratt in London.